Good morning, good morning, good morning. What a beautiful morning it is. Very fortunate to be getting this weather at the minute. Look at that, literally. Clearest blue skies. I hope you're out there enjoying some steps this morning. I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday who I've been working with for a number of years, and I now actually sit as a non-exec on their board of directors. And we were talking about the fact that something was going to happen in their business. And we talked away. I was sort of giving them some insight into what to expect over the next 6 months as we go through a different stage in the business. And he turned around and said, he said, do you know what? He said, we've been working together for 3 years, and you talk about the fact success and failure are very predictable. And at the beginning, I sort of got what you meant, but it's only been recently in the last few months that I've really understood what you mean is success and failure really are predictable. The whole thing is predictable. And it's actually 2.5 years since I gave him the first insight and said, look, I can tell you what's going to happen in the next year or 2 years. This is going to happen. And he said, no, there's no way that's going to happen. There's no, that wouldn't happen to us. I was predicting a challenge they'd experience. And he said, no, I said, that'll be the next milestone when that happens. And it's one of those things where somebody tells you something's going to happen, a challenging or a bad thing that's going to happen. You say, no, that won't happen to us. We're different. That's just not going to, that wouldn't happen to us where we are. Anyway, needless to say, about 1.5 years later, he messaged me and said, do you know what you said to me about 1.5 years ago is literally just, it's just starting to come true. And yeah, I think we might have a bit of a challenge on our hands. And that experience fundamentally changed their business, because there was a problem coming. Luckily, we had the foresight and experience to be able to deal with it. And within about a 6-month period, that step change took place and the problem was overcome and allowed the business to go on to the next level. Ideally, it wouldn't take you 3 years to understand this. Don't spend the next 3 years waiting to be proven right or wrong on this. Success and failure are very, very predictable. There's no new problems. There's a solution to every challenge, and there's a blueprint for everything. There's only 2 things you need in life, and the first is the blueprint. If you want to bake a cake and you grab the ingredients out of the cupboard, start throwing them in a bowl, mixing them up, those of you that bake will know that the chances are reasonably stacked against you. It doesn't matter how passionate you are and how driven you are and how high energy you are and how optimistic you are and how much you vision how amazing this cake's going to be. If you don't have a solid recipe when you're baking, you end up with a whole world of pain and disappointment on your hand. It's exactly the same in life, in business, in relationships. And the aim of the game in our life really is to each year just understand what's important to us right now, what do we want to achieve, and how do we get there. And the way you get there with anything, whether it's baking a cake, or it's becoming a high performance athlete, or it's cutting weight, or it's having a good relationship with your friends, your family, your peers, whether it's being happy, whether it's being wealthy, whether it's being on purpose and in line with your mission, your vision, your spiritual higher self. There's a blueprint for absolutely everything. So the 2 things you need to do, the first is to find that blueprint. Somewhere, someone has the blueprint for what you want to do. If it's be the best parent, there's a blueprint out there with all worlds of different tricks, tips, blueprints to use. If you want to become a baker, you go and get everybody else's recipes, study them, execute them meticulously, and then adjust them to create something unique. And if you want to build a business, there's the blueprint. The Property Entrepreneur Blueprint is one that we've crafted over I've been using it for about 20 years, and we've been teaching it since 2013. So quickly approaching a decade. The blueprint is unique. It's proven. If you look at any of our property entrepreneurs, they're market leaders in their field. They're award winners. They make money. We all have challenges in businesses, but they see them coming and they know how to overcome them. I'm going to give you a quick spin on the blueprint and then tell you what your part of the deal is. So the blueprint, it's a 12-month methodology. Whether you want to use this in your personal life or in any business. We do it for property, just so it's niche, and that's a strategic position that we take. But you can use it for any company. We have design companies, accountancy companies, mortgage brokers, marketing companies. We have all sorts of companies on Property Entrepreneur. They use the same blueprint. It's spring now. The sun is out. The days are long, and this is where you do high energy activity. So the first thing we start with is there's the 3 levels in the blueprint. You're going to be at one of 3 levels now, and you're going to want to get to another level. So the first is the landlord level. This is where you're a startup, and during this phase, optimism's high, excitement's high. All you're doing during the what we call the landlord stage, which is basically the startup phase, is you're trying to find something that makes money. There's going to be, what we're looking for here really is a needle in a haystack. There's so many business opportunities out there. You could do anything. You could become a farmer, you could open a grocery store, you could become a property investor, developer, or build a management company. There's so many things you could do. The first thing is to go and kiss some frogs and find something that actually makes money, which is not, most entrepreneurs spend their life building businesses that fundamentally just don't make money. We want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. So we have a 3-month blueprint just on strategy to make sure that when you work hard and you build a business, it actually makes money. First port of call is find something that actually makes money and is commercially viable and fundamentally underpinned with solid commercial logic. When you've got that, you then scale it. And you might scale it for growth, you might scale it for the excitement, you might scale it for purpose, you might scale it for ego, you might scale it for money, whatever the reason. You then move from the landlord level, which is start up, into scale up. And what you do here is you build the band of brothers. You get a group of people that you love working with, your friends, your family, your friends of friends. You're working 24/7, it's 7 days a week, there's no line really between work and play. You love it, you're going to take over the world together, you have a great time, and using team and systems you can build a great lifestyle business up to say 12 people, make good sort of 20 to 40% margins, and it's a really great space to be. That's the point I'd recommend for most people. And then finally, for those of you that are absolute masochists, maybe you need to prove something to yourself, you want to prove something to your friends, your family, the world. Maybe it's ego driven, maybe it's purpose driven, maybe you just need to scratch the itch and you decide to go up to the entrepreneur level, which is high performance, large business, 30 to 50 plus people, multiple teams managing multiple streams, and you build a big semi-corporate or corporate structure, multiple revenue streams, multiple products and services, quite likely multiple destinations, whether that's taking something online and worldwide or it's taking something physically and nationally. They're the 3 levels that you'll get to, and for each step change there's a selection of problems you'll have, and the only challenge there is what's the blueprint, what's the problem, what's the solution, let's move through it. There's always a problem, every level has another devil, and it's never finished, something's always broken. That's just the world that you live in as an entrepreneur. It's got 3 levels. To move through the levels, businesses don't grow in a linear fashion. I think some people think that as an entrepreneur, you need to be foot down, racing 1 billion miles an hour, 24 hours a day, grow. That's like Usain Bolt running 100-metre sprints 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year, 24 hours a day. It's never going to be a good idea for performance. It's going to be burnt out, it's going to get injured, going to get disengaged. It's just not how it works. And that's the life that most entrepreneurs lead. Run around, turning the water on, filling the bucket up, and revenue doesn't mean profit. More revenue definitely doesn't mean more profit. You don't fix a broken bucket with more water. The way that we overcome this is we build businesses in a cyclical fashion. So what this means is each year, and this works in your personal life, your relationships, any business, we follow the seasons. And the 4 seasons are in spring right now. But if I start with, let's start with spring. So we're in spring now, and spring now is all about onboarding new team members. It's about recruitment. It's about warming the tyres. It's about getting ready to race. In the summer, when the days are long, the market's hot, people want to buy, it's foot down to the floor, sales and marketing campaigns, expansion, growth, going out and making things happen. And then by the end of the summer, you're exhausted, you're out of fuel, your tyres are shredded, the car's ready to be repaired, which is where most entrepreneurs don't stop. They just keep going and just thrashing the business, thrashing the car. End of the summer, we slow down, we put the car on cruise control, we start to listen to the engine, and we think in the business and in our lives, what do we want more of, what do we want less of, what do we want to keep, what's broken, what needs fixing, what race are we going to run next year, strategically where are we in our journey. And we just get more introspective, we slow things down. If you think about the autumn, the activity's falling from the top of the tree down to the bottom, and we start to get more sensory, more grounded and more introspective. We did that for 3 months, which sounds crazy, but everyone thinks I'm a property entrepreneur. You know, there's no way I could spend 3 months doing a strategy. When you start to understand what goes into it, it's strategy, it's your year of, your personal objectives, your professional objectives, your headline strategy, your supporting objectives, your position in the market, your business modelling, your crest, the wave, the niche. It's everything about crafting your life by design. And then when we get to the end of autumn, which is December, January, we then switch gears and say, right, this is what we want to do. We pull the car we've listened to the engine, pulled the car into the pit stop, we lift the bonnet, and then we start to work on systems on the engine, basically systems, finance, get the plan right, get the systems right, get the operations right, get the map to the business built, which is the methodologies, the assets, the people and the performance, get the financial modelling right, get the cash flow forecast right, make sure our margins are tight, negotiate all of our fixed and variable overheads, get all of that ready to go. And then by the end of that, we do the AGM, which is the end of the financial year, end of March. And then spring comes back around again, and we're out of the traps, begin the new financial year 1st of April, and we're warming the tyres, onboarding new team members, recruiting them onto recruiting new team members, onboarding them to new systems, and we get this thing going again. I've spent my life using this blueprint and methodology, and when you execute it relentlessly, it literally is everything you need to achieve fast growth, profitable businesses, adding value, market leading positions, awards and recognition in your space, whatever it is. There is a blueprint for absolutely everything. That is literally just the methodology, and within that there's over 100 different blueprints of how do you recruit someone, how do you create a job description, how do you do a business model, how do you shortlist people, how do you raise the stakes, how do you get motivated, how do you create your miracle morning, how do you understand karma credits, how do you go out there and raise your profile, how do you do a content calendar. There's 1,000,001 blueprints. When you have the blueprint and the recipe, there's nothing more, well, back one, there's nothing more frustrating and disappointing than working hard and not getting results. You're going to work incredibly hard anyway as an entrepreneur. The worst thing would be for you to spend your life working hard doing the wrong things. And we see this all the time in dieting. People going to the gym, they're sweating, they're putting loads of energy and effort in, they're really grinding, and they're not getting any results because they don't know what they don't know what they don't know. They don't know the blueprint. It's exactly the same in business. There are no new problems. There are only blueprints and solutions. And the aim of the game is for you to get that set of blueprints and execute relentlessly. The blueprint is on us. Go and speak to any of the property entrepreneurs that you know, and they'll tell you there is a blueprint on Property Entrepreneur for absolutely everything, and it's not rocket science. You'll sit there, 60 minutes, here's your blueprint for this month. Step by step, here's 6 steps. Each step has 5 bullets in it. Here's your supporting resources, here's the examples, and here's the top tips. And then you have to go away and execute. So the blueprint is on us. You want to do anything in life, in finance, in your business, the blueprint is on us. I will give you a unique and proven blueprint that enables you to do what you need to do. The execution, however, is on you. We'll give you execution blueprints and we'll say this is how you raise the stakes, this is how you get on your AAA game, this is how you become a high performer, this is how you reset your mindset. We'll give you that, but the difference between success and failure is highly predictable, and it all comes down to execution. So are you the sort of person that can execute? That's the question. Have you got a track record of success? Have you got a track record of executing? Have you got a track record of achieving the things you've set out to do? Or are you constantly disappointed and frustrated that you just don't get to where you want to get to? The two things you need is, one is the blueprint. You might be working hard, be purposeful and be driven, but you just don't have the right blueprint. You're working hard doing completely the wrong things. That's the blueprint. If you've got the blueprint and you're not getting the results, then we need to work on your execution. Execution is being someone you can be proud of. It's failure's not an option. It's if I say I'm going to do something, I'm a man or a woman of my word and I'm going to make it happen. And that's what happens on Property Entrepreneur. You look at all of the things we've done over the years, whether that's starting, systemising, scaling businesses, whether it's winning awards ourselves or creating award winners in the market or raising money for charity. Every year we set ourselves challenges, we create these goals, we use the Property Entrepreneur Blueprint to execute, and the end result is achieving what we've set out to achieve. This week we're going to be launching the first set of tickets for our June Blueprint event. So every year we run 4 events, July, August and September, our 3-day Blueprint event, which is the sort of warm-up lap to our 12-month Property Entrepreneur program. You can't sign up to Property Entrepreneur unless you've done the 3-day, and we're releasing the first to celebrate having the dates secured and getting back to live events. This Friday we're going to release 5 places to the Property Entrepreneur Blueprint event at 50% off, and bring a life partner or a business partner for free. So for those of you that have heard about the blueprint, you've seen the blueprint, you know people who've done it. Every year it's oversubscribed. Last 2 years we've been shipping people in from other hotels, because we've taken all the rooms at the Belfry. Every year it's oversubscribed, every year it's sold out. And this Friday, to celebrate the launch of this year's event, we're going to do a flash sale. So join me online midday Friday, and we're going to release the first 5 places to June's event, which is the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the end of June. And it's not going to be £4,000, it'll be £2,000. And you can bring a business or life partner for free. So it's basically £1,000 a head. £1,000 a head rather than £4,000 a head. And you can come spend 3 days with us at the Belfry Golf and Spa Resort, 5-star accommodation, 3-course dining, and get the end-to-end unique and proven blueprint to take away with you. You'll leave the event with everything you need, all of the resources, all of the blueprint, and you'll know what to do. And then if you have got a track record of executing independently, you can go and do it on your own. There's nothing else you need once you have that. For those of you that want to come on the journey with us and share the next 12 months starting in October, our programme is £12,500. It's been oversubscribed every year since 2013. And you can join us from October at that live event. So 2 things you need in life. 1 is the blueprint, 2 is execution. The blueprint's on us. Come to the Belfry, join me at midday Friday, and you can secure yourself a heavily, almost 80% discounted place. But the execution's on you. We'll tell you what to do, we'll show you what to do, we'll give you everything you need, but you're the one who has to pull the trigger. You're the one who has to get out of bed in the morning and do your steps. You're the one who has to drink the water, pull the trigger, drop the pin, pull the pin and drop the hammer. Like, the execution's on you. So hope that gives you some insight into the blueprint and methodology. I hope you're out there getting your steps, drinking your water, hitting the gym today, and I wish you all the best for this beautiful day ahead, and I'll see you online at midday on Friday for the first 5 places of the Property Entrepreneur Blueprint. Have a great day, guys.